Hello, that was the scene outside our house the other night at about 2 in the morning. And you don't see that very often where we live. Haven't seen it much since about, well, turn of the century, really. But just thought we'd just have it there. Anyway, today, looking at the Tudor tape. The Tudor tape was a tape that was very much available in general purpose stores, sort of like photography shops and that sort of thing. Not special hi-fi shops, not the Currys and that sort of thing, but the sort of shop that you'd go and you'd buy a film from, or maybe the tobacconist, that sort of thing. Well, they weren't market stall, but they weren't proper, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's have a look at the figures and stuff. Looking at the shells on these, you can see they're run-of-the-mill, nothing special about them. Black. They have got screws though, which is quite nice. This particular example's been in the family since the mid-80s, and at the end you can hear some of the original recording and what the test sounded like. This is the full trace, and you can see it's nice and symmetrical, so not looking bad there. And there's the buff ting, which we'll listen to now. I've seen these around, and I'm hoping for some good results. The buff ting sounds alright, doesn't it? Starting with the sweep, here we got, the result, and here we got the -20, which looks a lot better. So looking at the white noise, it's, it's like that, and then you've got the -20, which is slightly better. There's the pink noise, which is, anyway, the -20 looks a bit better. That looks more like it should do. Look at that noise. Here's the silence at -74 dB on the slight peak there. It's not that good. Here's the 0 dB, 1 kilohertz. You can see there's quite a big third harmonic. And this is the -20, which is looking quite reasonable. Then we have the 3 kilohertz 0 dB, which again is looking a bit rough. And then -20, it's okay. And this is the +3 dB, well, greater than that, overdrive, and you can see the distortion is very big. First of all, we're going to play the Patricos bit at 0 dB sort of levels, and then at the -20, and you can hear the differences.
Where We Want to Go by Patricos, dynamic and clean.
And now the -20 value, and I don't muck about with these, so that they are always the same on all my different videos.
Where We Want to Go by Patricos, dynamic and clean.
And now some of the original recording that was done back in the day, and I don't think it survived very well, but I'm not sure how well it was recorded in the first place, but it's worth a listen. So with that bit of, I don't know what you'd call it really, it wasn't very good. That, if you didn't hear it, it's been cut out because of copyright, but if you did hear it, then you know how bad it was. The strange thing with this tape is that it's actually quite, the results look okay, it's -74 noise and whatever, but when you're actually playing it, I think the indication is that the bass isn't there. There isn't. It's really harsh. It is not a nice tape. It seems to have survived quite well over the years, but when you look at the response, it's pretty. It goes fairly high, 14K or whatever it is, on the high frequencies, but it's not particularly well defined. It's got a very easy distortion level. It doesn't like 0 dB, so you've got to record it down a bit. And overall, the bass response is really bad. It distorts on bass. I've never heard a tape. If anybody's interested, I can always put the audio up on the playback. But the bass distorts. It's horrible, and it looks wrong, it sounds wrong, and it basically, if you've got the opportunity of buying one of these tapes and it's really, really cheap, yeah, well, give it a go. But if you've got to spend any money on it, don't. It's not a good tape. It's not a Type 0. It's a sort of like a Type 0.8, I suppose. You're never going to be happy with it. Well, that's my experience. And if you've got any questions, please put them in the comments, and I'm more than happy to get back to you. And what do you think on the tape? I mean, you've heard the sounds there, same as I have. Do you want to have more of the audio put up? These things are all open to, I need to do what you want. So tell me what you want. Anyway, there is a video coming up now, which is this one, and you should find it's very good, and I'll catch you another time. Cheerio. Bye-bye.